Welcome to 3D Designer's tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you most of the tools and we are going to create something like this. So that's the tower I created based on several tables. Like that one, it's just one table and then it's copy pasted. So first thing to see is at the very bottom of the screen here, you can see some text. And if you click on this text, it opens the help. So at any time, if you don't know what it is, what tool it is, you can just open the help and click on the tool you want to know, and directly here it's going to show the information about that tool. You can click on next to see the next tool, and for any tool there is some play button like this. You can watch an animation that explains just this tool. So that's it for the help. Always remember the text at the bottom here. So now this first tool here is to select something. So if I click on something, it's getting selected, and then there are more different actions here. It's related to the selected element. So I can select something. The second thing is done at the same time as selecting this. It centers the view on this element. So now, if I drag like this, it rotates around this element. If I select something else, I rotate, it rotates around that one. And I can zoom like this, zoom in and zoom out. Always it's based on the selected element. Alright. The other thing is if I use two fingers next to each other like this, I can move the camera. And last part for the camera is I can reset the camera by double click like this, and it's centered in the middle of the grid. So now it's at the default view. Alright, that's it for the navigation. For a quick overview of the other tools, so here it's to select, and for navigation, just below the plus is to create something. Then it's selected. I will show a bit more later. Here is delete. Here is painting. At the top there was cancel, like undo, redo. And the last ones are color. You select the color you want. The shapes, several different shapes. And here you can import something directly. Like I could actually import directly the table like this, but I will show in details how to create this table. So for now I just delete it. And here, very important tool is grouping. I will go in detail in that one because it's very important and it's not obvious to understand how to use it. So to create this, we are going to start from a table. Okay, just one thing before is to, if you want to change the color of the background, you can go here, background type, pick a color, and you can pick whatever color you want. So to create a table, I'm going to use the 3D user guide. So if I go back on home here, I can see this button. I click on it, create from 3D guide. Here I don't save, I did already save before, so it doesn't matter. Which one do you want to create? I'm going to create a table. Here it's the instructions, but I'm going to show you directly here. So now you can see the table we want to create is in transparent. So the view is centered already on the blinking element. The blinking element is the one I want to create first for this first step. So I come next to it. Now I'm going to click on plus to create one element and to click on this blinking element. Now it created this cube. So I need to resize, so I click on this one, the third at the top, and there are two modes here. When it's selected, if I click on it, you can see the color change. I need this red and green so that it will resize in both directions, symmetrical like this. If I would pick this one, then it's just one side. Here I can cancel. So when you use the 3D guide like this, it's usually easier if you use in both directions, so the green and red. And then you drag here, and then like this. So it doesn't have to be perfectly like the model, just do as you want. When you think it's good, you check, alright, it's correct, so just click on next button, and now it's the second step. You can see now it's this element is blinking. So let's recenter on it. I'm coming closer to it, and I will do the same. So I click on plus. Now I click on the blinking element, and if I rotate around, I can see it's exactly the perfect position. It's selected, so now I just need to drag, because I'm already in resize, and drag on the side here, and for the third dimension here. I rotate around to check. It's very important most of the time to rotate around and see that it's as you expected, because by default we are not used to create in 3 dimensions. So rotate around and check. So here is perfect. I can move to the next one. I click on next button. So here I need to create the same one. So I could click on plus and create like I just did before, or the better solution here is I select this one, which is the same one. I click on multiply by 2, so it duplicates the element, and now I'm going to move it. Just move it to the other place, like this. Again, I rotate around to check in all directions, and it's good. So one thing with the user guide is you can always click on the cross here to close, and then you see exactly what you created, because sometimes it's hard to see. Now I click here, and now it's displayed again, and I can continue. So next step, this one, I move around. So again, for the camera, 1 is dragging and 2 is moving like this. So 1 is dragging is rotating around, 2 is to move, and like this you can zoom in and zoom out. So these two last elements are the same. I'm just going to duplicate, move, checking, next, this last one, just duplicate directly, and here. Can move a bit more, and it's up to you. So for the basic table, that's it. That's the easiest 3D guide, is the table. But then if you want, you can create based on other 3D guides, or you can create whatever you want. So now I'm going to show you some other tools. Okay, so here if I clicked again on next, I could see that it's finished, and I can directly access to 360 degrees rotation. So it rotates like this. I can click to save here. This one is to share, and this one is to start another one, another 3D guide, like another creation. So now I just want to continue to create with this table. So I close here. So I have a little bit more space. I recenter. So what I would like to do now, I'm going to show you how to change these 4 legs of this table. So to do this, the fastest way is to use multiple selection. So I'm selecting this one, and then this button, if I click on it, at the bottom here, you can see what it changed. So it's to use either single selection or multiple selection. I'm going to use multiple selection, and then I click on the other elements I want to change. And this one. And this one. So you can always see when something is selected, the color is correctly displayed, but when it's not selected, it's transparent, or partly transparent. So now the 4 elements are selected. I'm going to click shape, and here I pick this one. And you see now the shape is changed for all of them. You can change back and change again. So I'm done with the shape, and if I want, I could also change the color of several elements the same way. I select all of them, and then I pick the color. Here we can see 3, but they are all changed. So I want to keep it like this, kind of wood. You can click outside of the color picker to close it, or you can click again on it. Same for the shape, you can click again on it. You can click outside or on the cross here. So for the table, that's quite alright. But one thing very important for this 3D Designer app is the grouping of elements. So that's this last button here. So this one is not so easy to understand, but is very important. I'm going to detail it a bit now. So now you can see some black points, like here, and here, here, here. Well, here there are some. When I'm dragging like this, I try to update some connections. So here, the 4 feet are connected, so it's good. It's because we used the user guide, so it helped directly to create the connections the right way. But let's say something would not be connected, like for example here I just disconnected one element. I need to reconnect it, so I select from the main element to the sub-element. Now it's connected. And why we need to connect them? It's because when they are connected like this, and I can move it as just one element. Either move like this, or I can do any tool on it, like rotating, 90-degree rotation, or I can even resize the element like this. So this you can do it only if they are connected, because if something is not connected, for example like this, if I move it, then it's just by itself, it's not connected anymore. So make sure you always check the connections. So now it's good, they are all connected. And if you create something without to use the 3D guide, then you need to, when you click on plus, if I click on this element, then it's connected automatically to the table because I touch the table. But if I click at the bottom here, it's not connected at all. You see this element is just by itself, but this one, okay, just now I disconnected it, but it was like this, it was connected. So I will just cancel, undo these last elements, we don't need them. But when you create, if you want to create something on something else connected, then touch it directly. This way they are connected. Or you can change it after. You can always change the connections. And here is delete. Okay, I've deleted it. here would be to, if I want to color, I can use some color like this and paint. Here just undo, we don't need that. So now that we saw a bit more how to group the elements, let's put it a bit back like this. And as I said at the beginning, I'm going to make a tower of tables. So I will duplicate this table and then I move it up. So right now the two tables are not connected. You can see if I drag them, only one moves. I want to use a group of two tables so I can duplicate both of them. So I'm going to use the tool of grouping. I drag from the main element and I drag to the sub-element like this. Now you can see one connection is added. I can leave this mode, and now when I move, it moves both. But if I move just this one, that's the sub-element, so it moves only one table. But they are still connected. You can see like this. It's just if you want to act on a group, it's always on the main element. So it's this one in our case. Here I can cancel, so it's back like this. And let's add some color. For example, on this element, I'm going to add some pink. And on this one, let's put some yellow. You put what color you want, or you could even change this main shape. So we have like this. Now I'm going to duplicate the group. So here I can see all elements are selected because they are all connected. So I can move this as a group and I can rotate it as a group and duplicate, move and duplicate again. Let's turn like this to see better. So here, be careful, there are two of these blocks at the same position. So I need to move, and one is moved, the one that is duplicated. Now I can recenter, rotate 90 degrees, and that's it. So with grouping tool, you can go much faster. And if I want, I could even group all the groups together. So right now we have 3 main blocks, but now I'm going to group this one with this one, this one with this one. Now everything is grouped, so I can move the whole group like this, and I can even create an extra tower like this, which is actually more than what I had planned at the beginning, but that's to show you how to group things all together. So here, if I want to move every single thing, because now we are not centered at the middle, I need to reconnect everything. So I can check the connection. Now it starts to be hard to see because it's quite far. But I can normally do like this and like this. Yeah. So now I've just selected this element, and you can see every element is colored, which means everything is grouped. Now I can move it like here. Center. Double click, you can see it resets the view. Oops. Now we have a big table. And okay, when I started to create from the user guide, it changed the background color. So as I said before, here are some actions. Here, background type color, pick a color, and I prefer like this. Very good. All right. So that's it for the first big tutorial. I hope you like it. If you like it, you can subscribe to see the next ones, and you can click on like. You can also leave a comment if you want to say something, some question or some remark or whatever you want to say. And I hope you will try yourself to create a table and maybe a tower or whatever you want to create, and or create something else. And then what would be great is if you share what you create and you use the hashtag that I use is this hashtag 3D Designer app, so 3D Designer app. If I use this hashtag when you publish on Instagram, then everything will be together. And this way everybody can see what you created, so I think that would be great. At least that will be great for me to see what you create. I would like to see what people create with my app. So yeah, so to share, you can directly share from the app, from action here. So first, center the view the way you want. For example, I click on this element, I center the view, and then you can change the lighting actually also. Usually it's very good to change the shadows before you create a picture you want to share. There are several options here. When you're done, you click Action, Create a Picture to Share, and you click on it, and here Image Sharing, and from here you can share it. And you pick Instagram or something else to share it. I'm not going to do it, but that's the way how to do. And yeah, again, try to use this hashtag, this one, this way it's easier to everybody from the community can see it. Alright, thank you very much. I hope you like it, and I'm waiting to see what you're going to create with the 3D Designer. See you!